welcome our bloggers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we bring to you the major and top highlights of tonight. The ninth conference on single windows in port management was held today, navigating towards excellence. And on the international scene in Libya, around 20 new bodies recovered at sea 2 weeks after the tragedy. Those were the major and top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our blog viewers. The ninth edition of the Port Single Window Forum kicked off with great fanfare early this morning at Kempinski Palace, attracting the elite of the port logistics industry. The goal was to dive headfirst into the advances, challenges, and opportunities that are shaping the future of port management. This meeting started with a sensational opening ceremony centered on the theme Single Window 2.0, the latest technologies at the service of commerce and smart logistics. Under the auspice of the Prime Minister, Mr. Abdulqadir Kamil Mohammed, the event saw its arrival punctuated by warm greetings from the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, Mr. Hassan Hamad, as well as the President of the Ports and Free Zones Authorities, Mr. Abubakar Umar Hadi. This ninth edition, which extends over 2 intense days, aims to be a true laboratory of ideas conducive to exchange by highlighting the central role of ports in the global economy. In this booming digital era, participants will have the opportunity to passionately debate these issues during the discussions. Indeed, these 2 days will be dedicated to the exploitation and sharing of innovative ideas, thus creating fertile ground for the exchange of informed opinions. They will also serve as a showcase for success and good practices in the field of one-stop shops across the globe. One of the major goals of the meeting is to promote the establishment of regional single windows in Africa by promoting collaboration and coordination at the regional level with a view to significantly improving the efficiency of commercial procedures and the fluidity of cross-border trade. During these 2 days, in an exchange of panels, the thinking heads of port logistics will exchange views and draw lessons from the advances made elsewhere in the world, particularly in Asia and Africa. This sharing of international experiences will fuel reflection and open up new avenues for improvement. In a more global context, Port Single Windows, the real drivers of this revolution, act as an integrated digital interface for port operations. They increase transparency, reduce administrative costs, and speed up the movement of goods through ports, thereby boosting international trade. The Prime Minister, accompanied by members of the government, immersed himself in a captivating tour of the various stands of the exhibition. This escapade brilliantly highlighting the advances, challenges, and opportunities that are shaping the future of port management, thus fitting perfectly with the theme of the ninth forum of Port Singles Window. The exhibition, held under the imposing childrens of the Nahil Grand Hall, brought together a kaleidoscope of companies specializing in maritime trade. The aim was to create fertile ground for the discovery of innovative solutions. This exhibition does not just present products and services, it serves as a real dynamic platform for exchange. Exhibitors and sponsors had a golden opportunity to establish direct links with major players in the industry. During this guided tour, the Prime Minister and members of the government delved into the heart of the latest technological advances, intelligent solutions for port management, as well as the services offered by African ports. This direct exchange with exhibitors clearly highlighted the importance of digitalization. Furthermore, this visit to the exhibition brought a concrete dimension to the event, vividly illustrating how technological advances and innovations are transforming port management in Africa and beyond. It also has reinforced the indispensable nature of this forum as a central point for development and improvement of logistics port in the region. The president of the E-commerce Alliance began by stressing the importance of adopting the latest technologies in the logistics and port management industry. Let's listen to him.
Is a unique opportunity for regions to share experiences and best practices related to single windows and digital trade. The single windows plays a crucial role in boosting trade within Africa. Its widespread use by African governments demonstrates its effectiveness. We believe that single windows powered by emerging technology can drive digital transformation and smoother cross-border trade. This year's topic, accelerating the implementation of the single window with the latest technologies for trade facilitation and smart logistics, focuses on how emerging technologies can simplify cross-border trade, digitally transform supply chains and logistics, and enhance Africa's position in the global market.
The chairman of the Ports and Free Zones Authority welcomed the participants and expressed gratitude to the Prime Minister and other officials for their presence. He stressed that this edition of the forum was intended to serve as a laboratory of ideas, a platform for the exchange of innovative concepts. Let's listen.
I stand before you to underscore a topic at the very heart of our global economy, port logistics, in an ever-evolving world where speed and efficiency reign supreme. Ports act as essential crossroad for international trade. The concept of the port community system, viewed in light of the broader port community, assume an even more pivotal role. Imagine a port where each transaction, each exchange, every daily is facilitated as with a unified system where bureaucracy is minimized, waiting time reduced, and efficiency become the norm and the standard. It is more than just a piece of technology. It is the manifestation of a synergy among all port communities members. Thanks to such system, our ports and bonded logistic infrastructure in Djibouti have emerged as a paragons of excellency. We have witnessed minimizing delays, maximizing capacity, and guarantee safety. This efficiency extends beyond our ports gates, ensuring seamless transit and impeded trans-border trade. With Djibouti's strategic position, we not only serve as a gateway, but also has a genuine nexus for East Africa and the larger world.
Now let's listen to the speech made by the Ethiopian Minister of Transport.
A fast-growing economy with a population of over 125 million is on an ambitious journey to enhance our logistics sector, a key driver of our economic development. We are implementing a logistics strategy involving 98 interventions in areas from operations improvement to regulatory and institutional competency development. Ethiopia's third strategy of this national logistics strategy prioritizes establishing an efficient and reliable transit and customs system. To this end, we have launched the National Single Window Service and IT support system to simplify and streamline import, export, and transit procedures.
The Republic of South Sudan, as the world new nation, has a dual challenge of dealing with a legacy of more than 50 years of conflict and struggle, as well as continued climate change challenges. The government is continuing to invest in a quality, reliable infrastructure. That is the key, boosting productivity, enhancing connectivity, and sustaining a long-term inclusive economic growth and productivity.
The Prime Minister delivered a speech in which he reiterated the goal for the 9th edition of the Forum on Single-Window Ports. He emphasized that this significant event aims to delve deeply into the investments, challenges, and opportunities shaping the future of port management. As part of obtaining an accreditation in accordance with the directives of the Paris Principle, the delegations of the Human Rights Commission visited the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Deleta Mohamed Lita, and the Minister of Justice, Mr. Ali Hassan Bahdon. First of all, early in the morning, the CNDH delegation led by the President of the CNDH, Mr. Ali Subani Atiye, accompanied by the Moroccan Consulate, were received by the President of the Assembly in his office. During this meeting, in-depth discussions took place to examine the steps necessary to achieve these crucial objectives. Topics covered including the evaluation of current procedures, required documentation, and deadlines to be met for the CNDH to successfully review its accreditation statute. As part of the tour of Africa, the United States Secretary of Defense, His Excellency Mr. Lloyd Austin, arrived in Djibouti yesterday for a walking visit. On arrival at the Air Force Base, he was welcomed by His Excellency Mr. Hassan Umar Mohammed Burhan, Minister of Defense in charge of relations with Parliament, and the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim. The Secretary of State for Defense of the United States of America, accompanied by a strong delegation, was welcomed to the Djibouti Air Force with the military honors due to their rank to the rhythm of the respective national anthems. After the customary greetings and introductions, the senior officials delivered a speech of strategic points, including the exceptional nature of Djibouti-US diplomatic relations based on cooperation and security in the region, the strengthening of security cooperation, the various projects and strategic objectives of both parties. Finally, the two parties pledged to work even harder to strengthen, consolidate, and broaden these cooperative ties. At the end of this courtesy visit, the two officials exchanged gifts, and the family photo brought the meeting to a close.
ifka intaan ku noolahay een ilka laydhigin waxaad igu ogaataa ood kuur qabowda armiga inaan sido ifka intaan ku noolahay een ilka laydhigin waxaad igu ogaataa ood kuur qabowda armiga inaan
The Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Mr. Yunus Ali Gede, is continuing his working mission in China, where he met yesterday in Yantai with Mr. Liu, General Manager of the Purchasing Department of the Wanhu Chemical Group, which specializes in the transformation of salt into a wide range of products for domestic and industrial use. Discussions between the minister and the head of the Chinese group focus on the interest shown in the Gubet Mineral Port, which exports Djibouti salt to the rest of the world, and in particular the investments required in the installation of innovative equipment. The Embassy of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Djibouti celebrated the 93rd anniversary of the country's national holiday last night at the Hotel Palace Kempinski. The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Delita Mohammed Delita, the Minister of Muslim Affairs and Waqfs, Mr. Mumin Hassan Bari, as well as the Ministers of the Interior, Health and Labor, and the Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs attended the commemorative ceremony. As part of its fight against delinquency and crime, the National Police has undertaken a large-scale operation in several districts of the capital. The intervention companies, supported by the men of the Public Security Department, carried out an operation which resulted in the arrest of more than 250 people. The aim of this operation is not only to reduce insecurity in various sectors of the city center frequented by delinquents, but also to reassure our population. It should also be noted that the men of the National Police carry out nightly patrols to reduce delinquency in the various districts of the capital in order to eradicate insecurity and banditry.
maharsado dharaarto kama hoyda dhaxante abad sugidda dhiirane lagu hurdaanahay dhaacadiid maseexdo ma baxa dhufayske caaduyidha barayo shanqadhan dhegaysta dhaacadiid maseexdo kama baxa dhufayske caadugidha barayo shanqadhan dhegaysta dhulka inaan difaacon dhoobadayda nabadda ah caadawaha ka dhowdan dhaar ilaah ku maray dhaar ilaah ku maraye dhulka inaan difaacon dhoobadayda nabadda ah caadawaha ka dhowdan dhaar ilaah ku maray dhaar ilaah ku maraye dadkaygoon dhammaantii dadkaygoon dhaqso ugu adeego dadkaygoon oonu dhaga nublaada dadkayga dhaar ilaah ku maraye dadkaygoon dhammaantii
Shifting gears towards the international scene now, the authorities are working to identify the victims buried without identification, as well as the missing, who are more than 100,000 people in Derna. Libyan rescuers found another 23 bodies in the sea. Two teams have been formed to speed up the search for missing persons. The first is to identify the bodies recovered from the sea, while the other will concentrate on recovering the bodies buried anonymously in the immediate aftermath of the disaster. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us, and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening.